everybody. Thank you so much for helping me reach my first 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate your support. If there's any recipes you'd like to learn how to make, please leave a comment below. So today we're going to make an African peanut stew by my favorite vegan author, Angela Liddon, and Oh She Glows. This recipe is on her blog, so I'll put a link to it. And it's also in her first cookbook, the Oh She Glows cookbook, which is truly my favorite vegan cookbook in the 16 years I've been vegan. So packed full of delicious recipes like the one we're going to make today. So the main ingredient in this peanut stew is sweet potatoes. So I've already cut up one sweet potatoes, which is all it asks for. I'm actually adding one more because my husband and I make a lot. So when you're new to cooking, sometimes it helps if people just show you how to cut certain things. So I've already peeled it, and then I cut it lengthwise, and then I cut it again, and then just cut it in small pieces. Because it does cook a little faster, and it's obviously a little easier to eat and digest when you have smaller pieces. All right? And the same thing with the other half. And sweet potatoes are such a great plant-based food filled with beta-carotene, vitamin A, K, and of course fiber, like all plant-based foods. All right? And they help balance your blood sugar as well. Then we're going to add a red pepper. And if you like a different color pepper, you could do that. So I've peeled it, I've taken the seeds out and then cut it in half. And then just cut it in slices. And again, if you're used to cooking, I know this is very basic. But I know when I was learning to cook, I was clueless. So I like to help show people how to do things. Just in case you're not used to chopping copious amounts of vegetables, which is a part of the vegan world, all right? And peppers are filled with vitamin C and lots of fiber to help keep our insides clean. Okay, and they're just so great by themselves. The second I smell them, I just want to eat them raw. So they're a great snack. They're great with the oil-free hummus recipe that we have on our site. All right, so there's a little pre-chopping. You can tell it doesn't take that long. And then what I've been doing is the first thing you want to do with the recipe is to peel a sweet onion and dice it up. Okay, so that already has been happening on the stove with 3 cloves of garlic, and I use this minced garlic from Costco. So that's been sitting on the stove just for a few minutes, and I just use water. You don't need to use oil. Oil is 100% fat. And sometimes things do need a little oil, but this truly doesn't need it. So I've already done that. Then we're going to add the sweet potatoes and the bell peppers to our pot. Okay. And then we're going to add, I use Simple Truth Organic Vegetable Broth. This is $1.99 from Ralph's, a Kroger store. And I'm just going to get it going here. And we'll go put it on the stove. And I'm going to add a little bit more over there. So come with me. We'll go put this on the stove. And you want to get it, to a medium-high heat initially, and then you're going to turn it down. I'm going to add more. You're going to use 4 cups of vegetable broth, or if you're like me and you added extra sweet potatoes, you'll need a little more just to get it all covered. So one of these boxes is actually 4 cups. That other box I started with was already a little bit halfway full. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to add a can of diced tomatoes, and we buy these from Kirkland, Costco brand. They're organic, and it comes in a case, and it's great to just have on hand through fall and winter for these kind of stews and soups. All right, so I'm going to add a can of diced tomatoes, and give that a little stir. You can see that. It's got all these great colors coming together. That, and then you're going to add, teaspoon of chili powder. And you can add more if you'd like. I'm going to start on the side of caution with just 1. The recipe calls for 1.5. Just depends how your body does with spices. And you can also add a little bit of cayenne. And a little cayenne, meaning 1/8 of a teaspoon or less, goes a long way. So I'm actually skipping it. My throat does not love spices, unfortunately. So we're going to stir in the chili powder. Now, if you have a nut allergy, you can literally skip the peanut butter, which is coming up, and the peanut garnish, because it has enough flavor with the garlic, onions, and tomatoes and chili powder. And then of course, if you're doing salt, you can add a little salt and a dash of pepper. So those seasonings have a lot of flavor by themselves. All right, so I'm going to just fire this up to get it really going, and then we're going to come back over to the chopping board and I'm going to show you a few more things. So that's going to simmer about 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure your sweet potatoes are fork tender, not just falling apart, which can happen if they're overcooked, but you definitely don't want them hard. So keep an eye on it. And then we're going to do our peanut butter. So let me grab the vegetable broth again. I'm going to do a little bit at the bottom. And then we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter. Of course, you could use almond butter and you could use no nut butter if you have a sensitivity. Okay, so we're going to get in a little plant fat. Okay. And you can whisk that together. Sometimes it helps. This one's pretty big. We have a bigger measuring cup that might actually be better. Let me grab it so I don't make a total mess. And then it's a little easier to whisk, or you could use a bowl. Let's just switch that over. There we go. Okay, and the peanut butter does add a lot of flavor. Just try to get as much of the lumps out of it as possible. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. We're going to let the sweet potatoes cook for about 20 minutes, maybe less, and then we'll add that to the pot, okay? And then another thing we can do while that's cooking is to prepare our kale. And if you like spinach better, you can use spinach. So it's a great way to get greens in the fall and winter, because I'm not super excited about salads when it's cold outside, and I do need to eat more greens, so I have a lot of kale here. So we're going to cut it up, which makes a huge difference, and the kale will get completely soft once it's added to the pot, so you don't have to massage it like I've shown in the past for salads. Just cut it small, and you'll be amazed how much it basically melts down when you're done. Once you put it in the pot, you can probably even put more than this. This is several stalks, or 2 big handfuls, and it'll cook down really fast once we add it. All right, let's get that. Last one. Okay, so you have your kale ready, your peanut butter ready, and then you're going to top it, if you want, with cilantro. I know some people don't like cilantro. We happen to love it in our house, so I'm just going to cut this small, and this is just going to be a garnish if you want, with some peanuts. So it gives it a lot of flavor, and I just need to use this up because it's going to go bad, so I'm going to cut it all up. All right? And the other thing we're going to add to the pot with the peanut butter will be some chickpeas, filled with plant protein, high in fiber. And I use Simple Truth Organic garbanzo beans, 99 cents at Ralph's, Kroger stores, or actually if you get a 4-pack, it's even less. It's about 80 cents. So very affordable to eat plant-based foods. So I'll see you in a few minutes when the sweet potatoes are done. Okay, so the sweet potatoes are thoroughly cooked. I added in the kale that we just chopped and a can of the garbanzo beans. And again, you can use spinach if you'd like. And if you're okay with peanut butter, we're going to add in the peanut butter veggie broth, little mixture here. This was 1/3 cup of peanut butter with a cup of the veggie broth. Okay. Now we're going to mix that together, and that really makes it into the soul-soothing African peanut stew that it is. The peanut butter, or you could use almond butter or whatever, or no butter, and it would still be good. It would just be even healthier. All right, so we're going to ladle some up and add a few toppings. So it's filled with color, all kinds of phytonutrients, Good to help prevent cancer and getting in those greens that we all need. All right, so we're going to top it with some cilantro if you're doing cilantro. And if you're doing peanuts, I'm going to add a few peanuts to the top. All right, and that is it. African Peanut Stew by Oshi Glows. Thank you for joining me, and as always, thank you for saving animals with your food choices. Have a wonderful week.
Remember to like and subscribe.